Ready, Freddie?
Yes, would say.
I'd like to call today's beer board meeting to order. Let the record reflect all beer board members are present. We ask those in attendance to please sit down if you don't mind. We will have our official meeting at 6, but we do have a few before then. I'd like to bring up at this time Chief Brooks.
We have 3 beer permits. The first one is Tennessee Steakhouse, doing business as Tokyo Japanese Steakhouse. And I'm not going to butcher this guy's name. His last name is Chin. Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Okay.
Sorry, just sigh, I can echo.
Anyway, there was no issue in granting a beer permit for this business.
I move we approve.
The motion?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion or questions to Chief? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, Chief, you're up.
The next one will be off-premises beer permit for Murphy Oil, Murphy USA. It's at the Walmart. It's where they're redoing the service station. Gregory Smith, and I couldn't find any kind of issue not to grant them a beer license.
I move we approve.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions to Chief? Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, but it will be contingent on certificate of occupation once it's issued.
Yes.
They're still finishing. Thank you. Next one up.
The next one is In-N-Out Tobacco Incorporated, 45 Elmore Road, Crossville, Mr. Patel, and I could not find a reason not to grant him a beer license.
I move we approve.
Second.
Any questions to Chief? Discussion between council? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to the conclusion of our beer board. We'll start at 5:50 for a public hearing. Thank you. I'd like to call tonight's public hearing to order. This is a public hearing for annexation of the following properties. Tax map parcel 87/008.00, tax map and parcel 125M/A/006.01, tax map and parcel 112L/D/019.00 and 021.00. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone present that wishes to address council regarding these properties? That fulfills the requirement for a public hearing for annexation. At this time, we'll close public hearing and we'll start back at 6 o'clock for our regular business meeting. Thank you.
That's been me. Time changes killing me.
Did your power go out this morning at 4 o'clock too? Did your power go out this morning too?
Just fix that clock.
I ain't figured it out either. I never heard the storm.
My dog's right there. We'll know if someone tries to rob us.
You didn't hear that storm this morning, Mike?
I must have been in Rim 8.
You better get your CPAP. So look real close on the screen up there.
I don't want no CPAP.
I'd like to call tonight's meeting to order. Let the record reflect all council members are present. We ask everybody in attendance, before we start our meeting, we'd like to begin with a prayer followed by the presentation of colors and the Pledge of Allegiance. We ask everyone to stand at this time. At this time, I'll ask Chris Palmer with Cumberland Worship Center to give the prayer, and then we'll have the Young Marines do the presentation of color. Please stand for both.
Would you bow your heads with me, please, in prayer? Most gracious Heavenly Father God, it is with great love and honor we come before you this evening asking that your presence be here in the midst of this meeting. I thank you, Father God, for the men and women that you've called and established in a position of authority to oversee and serve as council members. I ask, Father God, always that you grant them wisdom, prudent judgment in all they say and do. Let this meeting go, Father, according to your will and for your glory always, Father, and for the good of this great city that we live in. We give you the praise and thank you for this time, Father. Just bless us as we go home tonight with your peace and presence. In the mighty name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Ready, go. Yes, sir. Forward, march. Mark time, march. Detail, halt. Right, face. Post. Colors. Present. Arms. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Left. Face. Forward. March.
We have one proclamation this month. Allison, come on up. So, Autism Awareness Day proclamation. Whereas autism spectrum disorder refers to a broad range of conditions that vary from mild to severe, characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech, and nonverbal communication. Whereas autism is a reality that affects millions of families every day, and while our nation has made progress in supporting those with ASD, we are only beginning to understand the factors behind the challenges they face. And whereas symptoms of autism may present themselves in a variety of combinations and can result in significant lifelong impairment of an individual's ability to learn, develop healthy interactive behavior, and understand verbal and nonverbal communication. And whereas while there is no cure for autism, it is well documented that if individuals with autism receive early and intensive treatment, specifically applied behavior analysis, they lead significantly improved lives. And whereas individuals with autism often require a lifetime of specialized and community support services to ensure their health and safety, and to support families' resilience as they manage the psychological and financial burdens autism can represent. And whereas the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention report that 1 in 59 school-age children, 1 in 37 boys, have been identified with autism spectrum disorder. And whereas Crossville is committed to ensuring that people living with autism have access to lifelong care and services needed to pursue their full potential and happiness. And whereas during Autism Awareness Month, we recommit to helping individuals on the autism spectrum reach their full potential. And whereas Crossville is honored to take part in the annual observance Autism Awareness Month and World Autism Awareness Day in the hopes that it will lead to a better understanding. Now, therefore, I, R.J. Crawford, Crossville City Mayor, do hereby recognize April 2026 as Autism Awareness Month and April 2nd, 2026 as World Autism Awareness Day in our city to raise public awareness of autism and the myriad of issues surrounding autism, as well as the increased knowledge of the programs that have been and are being developed to support individuals with autism and their families. Picture.
It's centered with the flags.
All right, now we move into public comment. This is an opportunity for the public to address council. There will not be a back and forth banter. It just allows for the members and citizens of the city to inform the council on their concerns and issues. There will be a 3-minute time limit. We do ask that once the buzzer goes off that you do your best to wrap up your thoughts. We do have 2 people that have asked to speak at this time. I'll have Mr. Randall Kidwell go ahead and come up.
The Water Authority will not be building a new water supply reservoir. They cannot show the need required by regulatory agencies because Crossville exists and can sell water to the Water Authority long into the future. This, of course, will spread the cost of raising Meadow Park Lake with their customers. The contract to sell water to South Cumberland District of the Water Authority, which Crossville now serves, expires on December 31st, 2027. It will be renewed unless it is somehow included in the new contract for Crossville to sell up to 1 million gallons per day to the Water Authority for the next 10 years. The Water Authority has no alternative water supply. They told us that finding a major new water source was their main objective. Had they succeeded, there would be no need to raise Meadow Park Lake. What you heard from the Water Authority last week was an act of pure desperation. They are now trying to force Crossville into making a bad decision based on an election cycle. And no, Crossville does not have to do this. Instead of voting on a resolution to begin negotiations, excuse me, to give away Crossville's water assets to the Water Authority, you should be telling the Water Authority to either, 1, give their water assets to Crossville, 2, quickly find another water supply, or 3, buy Crossville's water assets. And yes, buy does mean the Water Authority gives Crossville money for the actual value of the water and sewer utilities. As an example, Murfreesboro sold their electric utility for $300 million in 2020. Tennessee Code Annotated 8-44-110A, otherwise known as the Sunshine Law, states, quote, "The agenda must reasonably describe the matters to be deliberated or acted upon during the public meeting." In both the work session agenda and tonight's consent agenda, item 26-01105 titled, quote, "Discussion regarding approval of the initial resolution," unquote, did not and does not reasonably describe to the public what you are acting upon. Also, Rule 5 of Crossville City Council Standing Rules requires that a consent agenda item be, quote, "of a routine nature," unquote. A resolution to begin negotiations to give away Crossville's water utilities to the Water Authority is not routine. Furthermore, this is an election year in which 3 city council seats will be decided. This resolution should be for the next city council to resolve. Consent agenda item 26-0105 should be pulled because it is improperly described, not routine in nature, likely violates Tennessee Sunshine Law, and is ill-advised. After you pull it, vote no on the resolution for all the reasons I have presented. Thank you.
All right, next up we have Ronald Beaudry.
Thank you. I'm here to request that the council not approve the resolution related to annotating Tennessee code to allow a medical director for each municipality. I have a couple reasons for that. First, you're going to be asking Speaker Sexton, Senator Bailey to use a heavy amount of political capital to try to enact this. I think I did not hear, and I did have interruptions in the audio of the work session, but I did not hear where there was any kind of written or strong support from the Tennessee Municipal League nor MTAS. Both have strong involvement in municipalities. And since this would affect about 345 municipalities, I think their input would be very important as a backup to send to Speaker Sexton and Senator Bailey. Since that doesn't appear to be there, that's one of the recommendations why I say I would not approve that. The Chronicle reported, and I could not hear the discussion between Dr. Fox and Mike Turner very well, but they were talking about that if this were taking place, that the city could bill patients for first responders, for their services, equipment, whatever. I left a copy that I got from Medicare that specifically states Medicare will not cover services by first responders. Most insurance companies usually follow Medicare guidelines also. So my point here is if the city were to bill patients, somebody who called 911 and said, I need help, they would be the one that would end up paying the bill. They've already paid in their taxes for that service. So this would be an extra, I'll call it a tax, on them. I would request a different resolution from this body. And that resolution would go to Speaker Sexton and I'm getting close.
Go ahead and wrap up. We'll give you another 30 seconds.
And to Senator Bailey, that you support House Bill 1873, which is co-sponsored by Speaker Sexton, and Senate Bill 2064, which we would hope that Senator Bailey would support. Both of those bills place caps on increases in property taxes that a council, or city council, or county can implement, reasonable caps, with an exception that if it's significantly more, that a public referendum could be held and a majority of the residents could approve that increase. And I love that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that wishes to address council? I know they had pre-filled out. If you wish to address council, come on up. We just ask that you do fill out that form and get it to the city clerk once you get done speaking. So just so you can, please state your name if you don't mind.
My name's Steve Stone. I want to speak to the Crossville Water Board and not the council. You got two hats, right? And having been a utility commissioner for about 24 years and involved with the T-Board, I've heard this 1,000 times. Public utilities belong to the ratepayers. And anything that's done for a public utility, what always has to be in front of mind is what's in the best interest of the ratepayer. And I would say this is so unique because as a county commission, you represent the city, or the city commission, sorry, the city, city council, sorry. You represent the ratepayers for the city of Crossville, but you also represent the ratepayers on the other side of the line that you serve. So as you consider what's best to do, and I'm hopeful you will take a look at this merger, because you got economies of scale with 30,000 ratepayers. The amount of debt that can be serviced is quite a bit more than half that amount. But also, always in front of mind, what's in the best interest of the ratepayer? That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Just grab that piece of paper if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to address council this time? We are in public comment. This is your chance to speak with council. Okay, we'll now move into appointments. First up, we have Airport Committee. This is a mayoral appointment. Currently, Chris Peterson, Gwen Shallow, Larry Patterson, their terms expire this year. They all wish to continue serving in that role. The recommendation from the committee is to reappoint them. This is a 5-year term, and at this point, I will accept their appointments as the mayor. Moving now into the Storm Water Board of Appeals. This is a council appointment. Currently, council member Mike Turner serves on that board, and again, his term expires this year. It appears he's willing to serve, and the recommendation from the committee is to have him continue to serve. Can I entertain a motion to reappoint Councilman Mike Turner to the Stormwater Board of Appeals?
So move.
Second. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving now to Tree Board. This is a mayoral appointment. Mike Stump, who's currently on the Tree Board, is having to step down early from his term. At this point, we will be appointing, I don't see Brad Ray to fulfill the remainder of his term. The committee has accepted that. Brad is willing to do that, and so we will appoint him as mayor. Next up, we have Crossville Regional Planning Commission. This is a council appointment. The Planning Commission has suggested that we reappoint Kevin Poore to another 5-year term. He currently serves. Can I entertain a motion to reappoint Kevin Poore to the Crossville Regional Planning Commission?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This time we'll have Ethan Hadley from the Chamber of Commerce to come up to give his report.
Good evening. I'll start with good news. As you might have seen on the Chronicle from last Friday, or 2 Fridays ago rather, durable products expansion, over $27 million expansion. If you read through the article, you'll notice there are quotes from pretty much everybody but anybody local. And that's actually a good thing, because that means we didn't have to put a penny into the project. The policy is if you do that, then you get a quote, but I think we're okay without the quote on this one. Other good news in economic development, if you've been out to Interchange Business Park, and I don't know if City Manager has this picture of this in her slides or not, but it's going vertical. The spec building, the 100,000 square foot spec building, is going up, and I believe you can also see that online, but it's an easy drive out there, turn left at Shoney's and watch it go up. We're really excited about that and what it's going to do for our future economic development prospects. Upcoming events: on Thursday night, the Chamber will have its spring business after hours at the Cumberland County Playhouse. This is open to you to attend. Please plan to attend if you can. It's a great networking event, very relaxed, no program, and that will be from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Playhouse. If you want any further information on that, go to the Chamber Facebook page or just call us at the Chamber. On March 26th, we will have the Crossville Cumberland County Tourism Summit at the Palace Theater from 6 p.m. And as you know, as we report every year, those numbers for tourism, the economic impact of tourism on our community is steadily growing. And we've been fortunate for the past couple of years to have federal funds due to the American Rescue Plan Act that have helped us to, one, hire a full-time tourism director, PJ Barnes, and in less than a year since we hired PJ, over our social media channels for tourism, we've garnered over 10 million impressions. So we need to continue this momentum into the future because that $212 million economic impact will grow, but we leave money on the table if we don't actively promote it. So that's what we're doing, and that's what we intend to continue to do. The Tourism Summit at the Palace is open to the public. There is a Facebook event you can look up. You can look at the Explore Crossville Facebook page. You can call the chamber. It is free to the public. We will have a lot of giveaways from companies such as Arctic that made this cooler, and you'll see it says Crossville Play the Plateau on it, golf bags, rounds of golf, gift cards from local businesses, and Arctic coolers, etc. Everybody that attends, and there is a limit, so please, if you're interested, register sooner than later. Everyone will leave. It's kind of like Oprah. You know, you get one, you get one, you get one, we all get one. So please plan to attend that March 26th at the Palace Theater starting at 6 p.m. Contact the chamber if you have questions. Thank you.
Okay. We'll now move down into the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve items 5A through Q. These items were discussed in the work session last Tuesday. I move we approve.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Do any council members wish to pull anything from the consent agenda for further discussion?
I'd like to pull item I.
And I'd like to pull item L, please.
You mean L, not I?
I'm sorry, L. L.
And you, L?
L, yes, sir.
I need to put my glasses back on.
All right, so now we have the consent agenda. It will be items 5A through Q, except for 5L. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll move now to other business. First up will be 5L, approval of initial resolution with CPWA.
Go ahead, Mike. You spoke up first.
Let's discuss.
This resolution that's sent to us allows us to talk about it and get facts and numbers from our staff, which does not bind us in any reason to merge with CPWA. But I still, at this time, I do not support it.
Thank you. I just had a couple questions, I think, for our city attorney. Randy, please, come on up, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You laid out very well the timeline and the actions that would trigger a referendum and anything that regarded Meadow Park Lake as a binding referendum. Just 3 points, 3 clarifications, please. If there's no decision or plan made by the council that results in a referendum triggering event, then the path going forward would be made by the council. Is that correct?
Possibly. So it depends on what the plan is, actually. If it involved the sale of any assets of the city, then, of course, we would have to put that in the paper. There would have to be an opportunity for the public to object. If more than 10% of the voters objected, then you would have to have a referendum. Okay. And because of that decision, because of that time of running it in the paper and the time built in on that, should be made on or before June 1st.
Okay. And I use the term partnering in a generic sense because I realize that could look differently, different scenarios. But a partnering association where there was no transfer of assets, specifically no transfer regarding anything related to Meadow Park Lake, then that partnering plan would not trigger a referendum regarding Meadow Park Lake. Is that correct?
once again, it depends on the scope of the partnership. And so last week, I described several events and scenarios that, under a partnership type situation, that could trigger a referendum. Just because we say it's not a, we call it something, doesn't mean it's not a triggering event. So you just have to get to it, see where we are, see if that is one of the triggering events, and if it is, then you have to put it on the calendar. If it's not, then you have to run it in the paper possibly.
Okay. And my last question is just a point of clarification. If a referendum went to the voters and greater than or equal to 51% of the voters said, do not proceed with whatever is being asked, that would be a binding decision by the voters. Is that correct?
At that point in time, any negotiations with the water authority should cease.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, so we moved 5L down, and it sounds like you've got some clarity. It was in the consent agenda. Can I entertain a motion to approve the initial resolution? Again, it's non-binding, no transfer of money or assets. Simply the first step in having a conversation on where things go.
I move we approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
This time now we're in discussion and questions. Any comments that you'd like to make?
Well, no, I mean, other than, what Steve mentioned a while ago about, being a representative of people out of the city, it's definitely an interesting thing in this. I really want to make sure that we, I don't want this, I know this is kind of being rushed, but we need to be very careful, and I'm sure we will. I mean, Randy will make sure of that, but make sure we are careful with the city of Crossville and protecting that if something was to happen with this. But yeah, it's an interesting thing being holding where two hats. You're elected by one body, but you represent a totally different body, and it's I just I have with the way we're doing it now.
As Mike mentioned, and as the Chronicle published, this is basically fact-finding. It's non-binding. There are lots of questions. We've talked about a lot of things, but there's a whole lot more that we have to talk about to even consider moving forward with this. So this resolution is merely fact-finding. As is said and published everywhere, it's non-binding. So that's it.
Any other comments or questions or discussion from other council members? Seeing none, City Clerk, can you do a roll call vote?
Mayor Pro Tem Gert.
Aye.
Councilmember Turner.
No.
Councilmember Fox.
Aye.
Councilmember Mayberry.
Aye.
Mayor Crawford.
Aye. Motion carries. Brings us now into next order, other business 6A, discussion and action regarding resolution in support of municipal medical director.
Thank you. If introduced and passed, this amendment in the form that's contained within the resolution could enhance the abilities of municipalities across the state to train and deliver pre-hospital emergency care that's tailored to the needs, the desires, and the authority of their particular venue, if they so choose. In the case of our city, the Crossville Fire Rescue medics would be directed, trained, and accountable to a practicing critical care anesthesiologist director whose policies and protocols are dedicated to Crossville needs. This ability and permission could afford encounters for our pre-hospital emergency care providers to observe in clinical settings and adopt advanced life-saving skills and knowledge beyond present opportunities. This enhancement would require no additional firefighter paramedic personnel vehicles, or property tax implications. I respectfully request council consideration. That's all I have, Mayor.
So are you making the official motion?
I'm making a motion that Crossville City Council adopts this resolution. Yes, sir. That's my motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Do you have any other comments you'd like to make, Councilman Fox?
No, sir, I don't. Thank you.
Councilman Turner?
No.
Any questions or discussion from any other council members at this time?
I have a question in reference to a memorandum of understanding from May 22, where City of Crossville and EMS and the fire department all agreed in all of the different procedures in handling our emergency situations in Crossville. Does anybody know if that is still into, would it have been rescinded? No. So I think that's, sir?
I drew that memorandum.
This was in 22.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's been one that has amended that, but that's still intact as amended.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Any questions, discussion?
Yeah, this resolution doesn't affect our already excellent ambulance service. We have a great ambulance service. I don't think it hurts EMS in any way. It just lets the Crossville Fire Department have their own program, which doesn't, to try to help the people. And I think it would, you know, Crossville Fire and our county EMS needs to be good partners and work together for one purpose. That's the patient. That's the way it should always be. That's all I have to say.
Questions, comments?
So this medical director, if we had our own, we could hire this person and we could get rid of this person. We'd be in control of that. Right now, are we in control of anything like that?
Not to my understanding.
No.
So if something was to go wrong, we just have to accept it, or just try to get them to change if something was to happen. I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying it was.
That's kind of like the Crossville Fire Department. They have a swift water rescue team. If some other department wanted to have a swift water rescue team, they could also do it. It would help people work together. More teams is good teams. That has nothing to do with that, but just an analogy.
Any questions? So I'm going to make my piece, and I've mentioned this in work session, and I'll try to be clear and concise. I look at it as this as being the Trojan horse. It sounds good, but my counterparts that I spoke with, 5 other mayors of like-sized towns, some bigger, some smaller. This is Cookville, Sparta, Livingston, Monterey. And I made sure that I had a conversation with them and made sure they spoke to their counterparts. And a lot of them told their mayors that this is not something that they wanted to do, which I was told otherwise, 1. 2, some of the feedback that I got, which is what I thought, is that it would create confusion. Because now you have 2 medical directors. When you go to hand off care, where is the handoff? Where is the clarity? It creates a conversation, a question that if I did not have a city medical director, this question I'm asking would not exist. It will cost money, because I don't know of any medical director that works for free. They'll ask for a stipend, they'll ask for benefits, they'll ask for a vehicle. And that's not just me making up that thin air, that's looking at a historical perspective. It's looking around at what other medical directors want and get. So that's when I say Trojan horse. To me, it's just a backdoor for opening up what I thought had closed back in the fall. This is already creating division all over again, and we had just closed that door. We would be the first city in the state to do this. Why is Crossville so special? I think Crossville's special in many ways, but I don't think it's that special to have its own medical director. It will create confusion. I ask that this time the council consider shutting this down. This is something that needs to come from a state or federal agency like TML or others to bring forward, not coming from a city's perspective. And most of you know in the correspondence that I was attached into, this is not something that our state officials want to do. And so I think if we're going to utilize our state officials to lift heavy things and get things done for this community, I think there's other things that we can ask for than them burn through political capital to try to push something like this. That being said, anyone else? If not, roll call vote.
Mayor Pro Tem Gert,
No.
Councilmember Turner,
Yes.
Councilmember Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Mayberry,
No.
Mayor Crawford.
No. Motion fails. Moving now to discussion and action regarding approval to award bid for playground. This is coming from the Parks and Recs Department.
We reviewed all of the bids and we recommend BCI Burke for approval. They met the bid specifications, whereas the other bidders did not, and the one that did was higher.
I move to approve the bid from BC Burke Company for the playground development.
Have a motion, have a second.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion? Best and lowest bid, that meets the qualifications, that's what was requirement. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, on the last, on the medical thing, it was took a supermajority, right?
That's what the recommendation was from.
That was recommendation, okay. I'm ready to put it to bed then.
Now, discussion action regarding the contract amendment for, let me pull this up here. For the water line relocation near Hollow Lane to Low Road. This is, I'm asking a motion for me to sign this updated and amended contract. We kind of need the water line. Can I entertain a motion to
I move.
approve the contract amendment?
I move we approve the contract and sign it.
Second.
Second. Do you guys have any questions or need any clarity from anybody on that? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Next up, we have discussion and action regarding a contract amendment. Again, this isn't relating to another water line relocation near Potato Farm and Hollow Lane. This is a motion I'm asking to approve me to sign the updated contracting forms necessary to finish the project.
Move to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. This moves us now into the city attorney's report.
At last week's session, I mentioned the fact that April 1st is the deadline that we have to file, excuse me, our lawsuit for back taxes. So as has been our procedure last year, I sent out 167 letters today to various individuals asking that they catch their taxes up. Some are as low as $4, some are several $1,000s. But as I mentioned last week, and I want to make sure, it's easy for a $5 or $10 charge to turn into a $900 charge once the lawsuit's filed, and it has to be included. So I'm hoping that our media can pick that up one more time. The second thing is, this week I received a notice of an opioid settlement with six companies, and I would ask for permission to enter into the settlement agreement on the opioid settlement so that the monies can flow to the city of Crossville.
Is that the motion you need?
Yeah, it'll need to be a motion from somebody.
I move we do it.
At this time, the motion on the floor is to move forward with our city attorney to settle.
To join into the class
Join into the
action
class
on the
action
opioid
lawsuit.
settlements.
Second.
Motion second. You guys have any questions for him? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We now move into city manager's report.
In addition to my normal report, I have a couple of things to mention. As required by law, I'm reporting on our recent debt obligation. You received a copy of this by email, February 27th. The city of Crossville entered into a debt arrangement for $4.7 million. It was issued on March the 5th, and it will mature on February 1st, 2046.
That's for the new fire hall.
Yes. And then secondly, I placed a piece of paper at your desk that kind of summarizes all of the downtown grants and events going on this month. We have a lot of different projects going on, so I wanted to summarize it for you and put it all on one page. On Wednesday, March the 18th at 6 o'clock here at City Hall, we're going to be having a visioning and strategy session. So we're asking everyone to please come and join us for that session. We will have special guest Kim Parks, who's the Tennessee Main Street Director, as well as Brooksy Carlton. She's the Assistant Commissioner of Rural and Community Development. So I would appreciate a good turnout for those officials. And then we're also going to be having on the 24th, 4 o'clock here at City Hall, informational kickoff meeting for downtown business owners for the facade improvement grant. They will be learning about the application process, and this will be a kickoff for that project. That was a $300,000 grant we received from ECD. And then, as Ethan mentioned, on the 26th, the Tourism Summit, Commissioner Azell is going to be here, as well as Stuart Deming from the Explore Nash, all those videos that you see on our Facebook page. And then, just for your information, the other grants we have going on downtown is a wayfinding signage, 3-star planning grant, and then we recently found out that we were awarded the mural grant from the state of Tennessee for the America 250 celebration. And that mural will be going next door on that brick, the concrete wall, and the theme is going to be the Cumberland Homestead. That concludes my report.
Brings us to the end of our agenda. Can I entertain a motion to close the meeting at this time?
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Good night, everybody. Hang around, we gotta sign some stuff.
Guys, sign some stuff. Don't run off.
Hang around, baby.